Welcome to the ultimate guide on prop firm drawdown rules. You see, prop firms offer a great opportunity to traders. You get to trade with capital that you otherwise wouldn't have had and get to keep a portion of the profits. But it comes with a slight catch. Every prop firm enforces either static or trailing drawdown, and if you don't know the difference between them, you might blow your funded account way before your real trading even begins. So let's break down the difference and some tips from real professionals. So first we've got the static drawdown, otherwise known as the fixed drawdown. It's a little bit more straightforward and easier to understand. A static drawdown is calculated from your initial balance and never moves no matter how much you make. Let's say you start off with a 100k account and your static balance is 5%. That means your account can never drop below $95,000, otherwise it would be breached. Now on the upside, if you grow your account to $120,000, your static drawdown remains in place. It never moves, hence the name fixed drawdown. The nice part about this is that it's simple and predictable. You know exactly your limit, and if you fall below it, your account gets breached. The downsides is that it doesn't grow with your profits, so one big loss and you could be out. The second type of drawdown is called the trailing drawdown, and the only difference between static and trailing drawdown is that trailing grows with your equity. So just like in the first example, let's say you went with a 100k account and then grew it to a 110 account. You see, on a static drawdown, your drawdown would have stayed at 95k. However, on a trailing drawdown, your drawdown moves with your equity. So in this case, it would be 105k instead of 95k. We've seen that this drawdown model has become increasingly more popular with prop firms. And what you should know is that there are two types of trailing drawdowns. The first one is intraday drawdown. This one is a little bit more risky and less forgiving, and that's because your drawdown updates in real time based on unrealized equity. So whatever you see on the screen, minus 5k if you went for the 100k account, that is your drawdown limit. The second one is end of day drawdown. This one is a little bit more forgiving and more lenient towards traders because it updates only at the end of the day after the trade is closed. What's nice about trailing drawdown is that it locks in profit as you grow. However, with every pro comes a con. The con to it is that sometimes a big trade could just wipe it all off. And in my personal experience, it's a little bit more difficult to track trailing drawdown because the number always fluctuates. Now, the most important thing you should do is know your firm's rules. You see, every firm differs. Some firms count open trades, some count the trial balance, while others count the equity balance. So make sure you verify your firm rules and stop guessing. The next best advice is to use proper risk management. Before entering a trade, you should know your maximum loss buffer. Typically, it's going to be anywhere from 0.5 to 1%. If you're going with a prop firm that employs a trailing drawdown system, then a really good tip is to lock in your profits before scaling up. This way you maximize your chances of reaching a payout because you protect your gains early. Another really good tip for people who are trading with prop firms that employ the trailing drawdown system is to avoid holding trades overnight. Price gaps can cause breaches, so make sure you close your trade before the session ends, especially if your firm is employing end-of-day drawdown. Visit Propvator.com to compare firms that employ different drawdown models. We have firms that employ the static drawdown, we have firms that employ the trailing drawdown with end-of-day balance, or the trailing drawdown of intraday balance. We've got all types of firms for you. Also at Propvator, if you have any questions, you can just reach us on live chat and we'll be right there in a minute to answer it. You also get the highest industry discounts as well as cashback and the buy one get one offer on some prop firms. Visit today, don't miss out. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.